Welcome back, YouTube. This has become the music. My name is Gary, continuing my dive into the 33rd anniversary of Phish's Lawn Boy album, released this day, September 21st in 1990. And next up, a huge fan favorite, a song that many fans consider a defining moment in Phish's career and count it as their favorite song. Many fans think that this song is their favorite song. I'm talking, of course, of Reba. The studio version contains what a lot of people think is Trey Anastasio's best guitar solo, or their favorite guitar solo anyways. Extremely complicated composition, very difficult to play live. You'll see why in a minute. I can't remember how many separate guitar parts are in this song. It's something ridiculous, like 147 or something like that. It's just mind-bending, and the time changes and all of this stuff. It's just like insanely complicated. At that time, Trey was challenging himself to write things that had never been written before. He's like, I want to write the most complicated music possible, but still make it melodic and accessible and danceable. I remember a quote that he said was something like, I want to see how far out I can take it and still make people dance. So, you know, whether you think you can dance to Reba is another thing. We all do. So, you know, this is one of my big favorites. The melodies and the playing and everything is just incredible. I mentioned in the introduction video to this series, don't look for meaning. Don't look for meaning in these lyrics, because there just isn't any. It's a story about someone who makes a concoction in a bathtub, and it's ludicrous. It's ridiculous, absurdist humor is what it is. Stream of consciousness maybe on some levels, that sort of thing. It's there, the lyrics are there to drive the melody forward, to act as a fifth instrument in the composition. That's it. So, is it silly? Absolutely. Is it ridiculous? Absolutely. Is it fun? Oh, hell yeah. And that's part of what we love about this band, is their willingness to just go out there and be silly and just throw caution to the wind and take chances and just have fun doing it. So, we're going to dive into Reba. This is a version from the IT Festival that was held in 2003. This was Saturday, August 2nd, 2003 in Limestone, Maine at an abandoned Air Force base, Loring Center, something like that. Great version. This festival was really incredible. A lot of really good playing. So let's dive into this version here. This is Reba from Phish. Let's hit it.
Reba sank in the water. Reba sank into a tree. Reba sticking in lipstick, perfume, fly paper. Reba pressed her razor to a slide across the needle with a spoon.
Good vocal harmonies.
Deep in the motel tub. Reba dabbled later from her lip. Sit. Reba babbled to the nag with a lipstick, perfume, muttered to a farmer in a truck. Take a peek at the cheetah on the prowl, and a kid sing a boulder in the water. Tie a cable to a tree. To the nag with a lipstick, perfume, Reba flush a flesh farm, left over thunder in a circle. Down the pipes. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh,
I can't help it. Wearing my Phish shirt. Gotta dance.
Sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Put a stopper at the bottom of the tub, picked up the jar and screwed the top and watched it drop into the water. A little scoop of plaster mixed some coffee grounds and mud, and then she stirred it with the ladle that her grandmother had bought her. Threw in a pot of melted wax, a 4-foot and a hoof. Apple core, worms galore, came to some corrosive. Coconuts and chloroform, some liquor and some cork. Toxic waste, a purple paste, she hoped was not explosive. Reba did a ladle for a taste of her creation, and she knew that what she made would be the
finest in the nation.
Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it. tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it. Bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it.
Phish is playing their first festival in 9 years in 2024 in Delaware. Really looking forward to it. I've only been to one Phish festival. That was Big Cypress, Millennium New Year's Eve in the Everglades. 7.5 hour show from midnight till sunrise. I'm going to stop it. So, first time listeners, pay attention to how complex this is. Every instrument is playing something completely different, right? You have to really listen, and may have to listen a few times to kind of understand what they're doing. It may sound like chaotic at first and that it doesn't make sense. It makes absolute sense. It's very scripted out. As I mentioned at the beginning here, Trey is a very, very skilled composer, and he wanted to write stuff that was very challenging to play that no one else was writing. So it does make sense. It has resolutions. It follows. There's, it's this weaving. It's a tapestry, right? It's a musical tapestry. So listen to how every instrument is playing something really difficult and very much off of what the other people are doing, but it makes so much sense, and that's what makes Phish so cool. Is this type of songwriting, this type of composition. So let's get back to it here. Just going to back this up just a bit. At this time in their career, they practiced non-stop to be tight. Another change coming up. Listen to the bass off time. Tension and release, a big feature of Trey's writing. Listen to this. A bit. So I'm going to point something out. Right here, the piano and guitar are completely in sync, right? You can hear it's a very complicated melody line, but they're playing exactly the same thing. In a few seconds, it's going to change so that the piano's playing that and the guitar's also playing it, but like a quarter of a beat behind. It's called the chase, this section. So you'll hear it. It's kind of hard to pick out, but listen for it. You'll hear, so right now the guitar and piano, I'm going to back this up a bit. The guitar and piano are playing the exact same thing. And then I'll raise my finger when it changes so that the guitar is just slightly following the piano, but playing the exact same thing just behind it. Exact, right? Listen to the bass too, and the drums. Oh. Guitar is just behind the piano. This is what the fans love, is this groove where the jam happens. After all that chaos, right? It's just like this flow, this beautiful flow. Just a gorgeous guitar sound. He's got my favorite guitar sound in the world. They always set up a Ferris wheel at the festivals. Just want to say here, when Phish has a festival, it's just Phish for like 3 or 4 days. There's no other bands. Can't think of anyone that can, maybe Insane Clown Posse does similar things, I'm not sure, but you know, to draw tens of thousands of people to see one band for 3 or 4 days when they have no airplay, that's pretty amazing. Like, we're very dedicated. Also want to point out, for people who are wondering what the hell the drummer's wearing. So John Fishman, the story is that back in the day, they were in a thrift shop and he saw this muumuu. People call it a dress. It's a muumuu, a Hawaiian type of dress or whatever, right? He saw this thing for a couple bucks and he put it on as a joke and he thought it was super funny, and Phish is really into absurd, silly humor. So he wore it on stage that night and everyone loved it. And the next night when he showed up without the dress, everyone's like, Phish, where? His nickname is Phish. The band is named after him. Phish, where's the dress? So now he always wears a version of a donut colored muumuu. So that's why you'll see this pattern. It's Phish's dress pattern, right? So anyways, let's get back to this amazing jam. So all those people you just saw are there to see one band for 3 days. page over on the electric piano now. Just played so cleanly. That's a Trey face. Trey has this thing when he's playing, he very rarely looks at his guitar when he's soloing. He looks out like that, and because he's listening to the other band members, and he's following what they're doing. They're all listening to each other. That's a big part of their improvisational skill, is they listen to each other play, and they feed off of that, and they listen for an idea, and they jump on that idea. And then the other guy comes up with an idea, and they all jump on that idea. So he's just like completely in the zone and raptured in the music. Listen to the bass. It's just beautiful. There's a lot of people that hate Phish. I can't understand it. Like, this is incredible, unique beauty. It's just... Phish adding little ghost notes on the snare. See, they're just listening to each other. Where are we going? Going to stop this again. Sorry, fans. This is a reaction video, so that's why I'm stopping it. The original will be posted in the links below. So for non-Phish fans, or if it's your first time, or you're wondering what the appeal is of this band, or why we get so obsessive, and there's people who've seen over 700 shows, literally, I'm not kidding. We follow them. A lot of the reason is for songs like this, every version is different. When it's a song that they've written to have a jam part, every version is different, and so they're improvising, right? They play the song as it's written, and then there's jam sections in it, and so you never know what you're going to get. Every night live on stage, they're improvising, 45, 50 minutes of music. You're getting like basically a CD's worth of new music every night. improvised, and it'll never happen again. So you never know what you're going to get. That's part of the appeal, is not knowing where these jams are going to go, right? And knowing you're the only people that are going to see this. It'll never be performed again that way. The song will be performed again, but it'll never be performed in that way. And that's a big part of it for us, is following them to see, like we talk about the different versions of different songs from this specific concert, from that night, from that festival. They take on a life of their own in the Phish community. So that's, if it's your first time to Phish, welcome, and that's part of the appeal. Let's back this up a bit. Hopefully that'll be the last break in this song. What a tasty player. So melodic. His tone is just so clear. He doesn't play like anyone else. So many ideas. Just amazing. This band is so good. It's just ridiculous. Wonderful. Phish with Reba from the It Festival. Marvelous version, extremely well played, very, very clean, very, very tight, beautiful melodic jam. Just fantastic guitar work from Trey Anastasio there. Hope you like that. So if it's your first time to Phish, spend a little time, listen to that a couple times, or see what they're about, right? It takes a little time to get into because they're way different than any other band out there. They don't write short pop songs. Well, they do sometimes, but this kind of stuff is what the fans are really into, right? And it takes diving into. It takes some time. Hopefully you like that, and I'm going to do a couple more videos here, so please join me.